Hey yo, what's up everybody? So a while back, I made a post asking you guys, what are you most interested in at Tokyo Game Show 2025? And y'all were mad interested in Ananta. And apparently, pretty much everybody, half of the entire gacha space, lost their collective minds over this game. So you already know, I had to go check their booth out. But you clicked on this video, so I know you read the title and you saw the thumbnail. So what happened? I'm not a follower is what happened. Yeah. Actually, when I got there, it turns out I was too late to get the gameplay trial. So anyway, I decided to check out the booth right next door. And when I did, I was absolutely blown away with what I saw. The name of the game is Limit Zero Breakers, and the game looks and feels super impressive, yo. Also, no shade to whoever's on the thumbnail. I just didn't get a chance to play those games, so I can't really speak for them. By the way, these are my genuine thoughts. This isn't a sponsored video or anything like that, but hey man, click that like button and run up the numbers and maybe that can happen, you know what I mean? But anyway, in this video, I'm gonna get into my impressions after having played the game, read more about the game online, and watched several trailers of the game. And I'll also be getting into my concerns for this game as well. So without further ado, let's get it. Now there were a number of things I was impressed with this game, but most immediately obvious are the visuals. Man, this game looks so good. All the animations, buttery smooth, particle effects, fresh and clean, cell shading, detailed, sound design, crisp as fuck. As you can probably tell, I am extra excited, man. Now, as I said, this won't be all glaze. I will be getting into some of the things that I feel like could potentially harm the game down the road if they don't address, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, man, I mean, the game looks flashy and stylish, and it almost feels like you're playing an actual anime. And I think that was their intention. They have a lot of 2D animated moments in the trailers, as well as in their promotional material surrounding the game. And this reminds me of Delicious in Dungeon or Dungeon Mesh. It just has that same type of vibe to me. Speaking of anime, while at their booth, I won the lucky draw and I got a bunch of promotional trinkets, including this novel. Now don't be fooled, this is not a manga. In true Japanese style, only a few pages of this novel actually are manga-like. The rest of it has no pictures. It's a novel through and through. Nihon no shousetsu ammari yomanai kedo sa. Muryou datta kara shikatanai na. The controls feel really fluid and smooth too. But I do have one gripe with this though, and that is I feel like in any game where you run around, it just needs a jump button. And there is no jump button. I just feel like it should have one. According to the survey I did afterwards, apparently they've heard this complaint quite a bit. So hopefully they'll give in and add one. But anyway, the game seems to have tons of interesting systems too. And one of them is the co-op system. That's right, it is co-op capable. So it looks like we'll be able to battle together with other people and enjoy the world together. And as you can see here, I tried to strike up a combo with Mr. Melon Hunter here, but I think he was lost in thoughts of heavenly melon bliss. Probably for the best. A melon head like that would just slow me down. So I talked to the other NPC and I hopped into a battle. And that is when I discovered just how beautiful this game looks when it's in action. I mean, there's so many different things to look at. There's perfect dodge mechanics. They have a breaker system. The enemies look very polished and just clean. The water effects look nice. There were a number of things I noticed during this combat experience. One of which is the controls, and they feel really tight and snappy. Another thing is the speed of combat. The combat is fast-paced and intense, while at the same time, there's enough hit lag to emphasize the power of each strike. And if you're wondering why none of these enemies are hitting me back right now, it's because this is still the tutorial phase. Now, I do get into a little bit more intense combat later on, but before I get into that, I want to talk about some of the other things that I noticed after I finished this combat experience. I checked out the menus and they seem to have a skin and customization system. So it looks like you'll be able to choose different items to put on and dress your characters. Now, I don't know how deep this customization system is going to go. I don't know if you'll be able to change the colors or get special dyes to dye certain parts of the garments or take different pieces and mix and match them together. But the foundation of this system does look pretty interesting, and hopefully it'll be just as interesting when the game launches. The game also has a forging system, which I think is super cool. Now, I don't get too hype about forging systems usually because, especially in gacha games, because you usually don't really use them. Because in gacha games, you just roll for the weapon because they're going to be infinitely better than any weapon that you can forge 99% of the time. But that takes me to another point, which I'll talk about in my concerns. And another system that they have in this game is a raid system. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think that's going to be super cool. Now, let's go ahead and dive into some of those things that I was talking about earlier that I feel might be concerns for this game when it actually launches. And the first thing on the list is localization. Now, for the longest time, I thought this game was a Japanese game because all the media I've seen around it, all the pages I've seen on it, when it comes down to being at Tokyo Game Show and actually playing the game, it's all in Japanese, which I don't really have a problem with, except for the fact that they said the game is going to be in English, and at other booths, when they say a game has English, they often just ask you, do you want it in English, and put it in English for you. For this one, I even checked the menus, and I didn't see an option for it. So that has me worried, along with the promotional material. All the promotional material, including their YouTube page, is only in Japanese. They have a English YouTube page, but in the English YouTube page, they don't seem to be prioritizing uploading videos to that page for whatever reason. In addition to all of that, on Steam, this game is listed to only have Japanese voice acting available. Now, we currently don't know if this is going to carry over to the final version of the game, but I don't think it's a good sign, y'all. The lack of English social media presence, the lack of an English version of the game that I have seen, it all makes me doubt that they'll add English voices before its 2026 release. A lot of people play these games and get attached to the stories being told, and it seems like an odd choice to not have the most widely spoken language in the world. Like, they don't even have Korean voices listed here, and it's a Korean company behind the game. So I guess they're just really leaning all into that Japanese anime theme here. My next concern for this game is how it's set up in terms of the combat system and the mission system. Now, I don't know if this game is planning to be open world or not. It looks like it's open world in some aspects, but at the same time, it looks like it might be instance-based in some respects. It feels better to be able to actually go around and explore the world, talk to characters and find NPCs and hidden areas and things like that. I feel like that adds to the overall experience of the game. And I know not everyone enjoys open world games, and there are drawbacks to open world games, but in general, I do find them to be a little bit more immersive when it comes to the world. And my last concern here is not just specific to this game, it's for gacha games in general. And I might make a full video on this, but basically what I'm talking about is I hope that there's no gacha for the weapons. Let's just let some things stay sacred, man. I mean, they are planning to make this a gacha game, but at the end of the day, don't have a gacha for weapons, because part of enjoying a game and its world is exploring that world and feeling like you're actually rewarded for exploring. If I go and climb a distant mountain that's really difficult to reach the top of, and the only thing I receive is the same thing I get any other time I open a chest or do a puzzle or fight a boss, some type of premium currency, it's going to get kind of boring. I mean, while I do enjoy getting premium currency in games, I mean, we've reached the point where it kind of gets a little bit stale, that every time you fight a boss, a hidden boss, or every time you open a chest in a secret place, or you solve a hidden mission, or whatever it is, you don't get anything special. You don't get a special, weapon, a special item, a special usable, not just some type of keepsake item, but an actual item that can be used and enjoyed in the game. You don't get anything for having done that. And that gets very boring very quickly. I feel like it limits the enjoyment you can have with the game, because overall, you know that none of the exploration that you're going to do, none of the hidden puzzles you're going to do are actually going to reward you for your time and effort to complete them. But anyways, I just wanted to share my thoughts with you about this game, and overall, I am really hyped, and I hope that the direction of development continues to get better and better. I hope that the localization and support for English language and other languages continues to progress, because I really want this project to succeed. But anyways, That's all I have for you guys today. And until next time, I'll catch you in the waves. Peace.